Hello gardening friends, welcome to Backyard Basics. Well, vegetable growing is as big as ever. I've never seen so many people going out and growing vegetables. A lot of good reasons for that. Food quality. You're not going to find better quality, better taste, freshness than the produce that you grow in your own backyard. But not everybody has a backyard, and sometimes light is limited, and so we look for alternatives. People are living in condos these days, so there isn't a whole lot of place to grow vegetables, maybe on your roof. But if you don't have any of those things, then this right here is called an EarthBox. This is one of the container gardens, been around a few years actually, that you can grow a lot of vegetables or herbs in. Now there's several components to this. If you overwater it by mistake, just for example, there's a hole right here, and I thought I'd show you that now before I cover it up. And any water that gets to be too high in there flows out. It's an easy one. And also, if you're going to move it around, there's some casters on it. These little casters go on the bottom of it, make it easy to move around once it's filled or got stuff growing in it and the light's moving. Then this goes on the bottom. This right here is the way that we keep the soil out of the water. So this goes on nice and snug in there, but it's a few inches above the bottom. So the plants or the soil isn't really sitting there, although we will add some soil to the sides to help siphon it up. Now, one of the other things is you water from above. And so you take this watering tube and stick it in that hole right there. It goes all the way down. That's where you put your water in. And so that makes it easy. One of the other things is you need a good potting soil. And so I mixed this one up myself. This is some compost and some perlite and a little bit of vermiculite and a product called core fiber. Now this is the husk from the coconuts, and it's a peat moss replacement. I like it a whole lot. It's a very sustainable product. And so this is a real nice light mix, and that's what goes into the corners first so that the water is siphoned up into the growing medium, and that's what makes this so darn neat. It's easy to water, it's a limited space, and it can go in front of a window, and you can grow some fantastic tomatoes in here in the summertime too. You can grow bell peppers, cucumbers. There's a frame that goes on the back of this thing, and this will support many of those plants in this small space. So that's really neat. When you put your soil in there, the product comes with a little bit of dolomite, and this is a source of calcium and magnesium. And then you will put in the soil in the middle about 3 cups of an organic fertilizer, and then you've got it set up. It's ready to grow. And so one of the things that we do once the soil is in there very nice is to put this little cap on there. This little cap goes from edge to edge, and in the cap what we'll do is we'll cut some little squares. That keeps it from evaporating too quickly, and then we put the plants in those little squares. For example, in the cool months we might grow some cabbage. Well, we'll be able to put 6 big old cabbage in here. I mean, this is a nice container to grow that much cabbage, so you'll have 3 across the front and 3 across the back, and we'll grow some nice cabbage in there. You can also grow lettuce in there. About 6 lettuce plants would go into this and fill out those heads very nicely. You'll have fresh lettuce outside all the time. So that's another thing that you can grow in this real intensive style. So even if you have limited space, you're going to be able to grow a whole lot of vegetables in there. And spinach, that's another one that can go into this thing. And when you're growing spinach in here, you can put 10 plants in there. Of course, you know that spinach cooks down rather easily, so you need a whole bunch of them. So you would put 10 plants of spinach in this thing. I think that's a really nice, intense way of doing it. You can mix it with other vegetables. I would put herbs in there too. If you've got all the vegetables you need, but you don't have enough herbs, an assortment of herbs, oregano and thyme. And this is sorrel. I really like the lemony flavor of sorrel. Makes a great sorrel soup, and it's a very pretty plant. So an assortment of herbs, it would be just right for in here. Maybe your cilantro in the cooler months. This is a good place to grow it. So the EarthBox, a nice little way of growing a lot of vegetables in your home garden. It's real easy. You can do it organically. It's very mobile, and an easy one for the new gardener. If you're just starting out, or you have limited light space and you want to grow a few vegetables like the whole country is doing right now, then you're going to use something like the EarthBox. Now you can find these things mail order, but look around locally. I'd prefer to buy locally than sending stuff in, but if you're out there viewing in an area of Central Texas, well then you can't get it at a store, go ahead and order it online. It's called an EarthBox, and it's a very effective way to grow vegetables. For Backyard Basics, I'm John Dromgoole. I'll see you next time.